Hello, everybody. This is Roger Hanson with the strange, the bizarre, the unusual. I like it. I will be continuing on my posts concerning the Greco-Roman mystery schools. I believe this is part 2 of it, and earlier I was talking about Egypt and how Greece and Rome and pretty much every kind of society back in those days pretty much, you know, ripped off Egyptian ideas. You know, they adapted it into their theologies and their beliefs and stuff like that. And a lot of the mystery schools during the Greco-Roman period really went around a lot of Egyptian beliefs, because you got to understand with Alexandria, when Alexandria was created, there was a mix of Greece and Egyptian as well as Middle East cultures, and a lot of the ideas that we actually have today, which pertains to old Greek beliefs and their ideologies back then, actually came from the Middle East. We lost a lot of that until later on, and a lot of people aren't aware of all these things, you know. So you got to understand, when it comes to the Greek mystery schools, that has a lot to do with Alexandria and the merging of all these ideas from these different cultures into that one city. But I wanted to get that out before I started. And I also want to mention something else too. Now, a lot of people, when they hear the word mystery schools or the Hermetics, or, you know, anything concerning the Freemasons, they believe that it's automatically conspiracy theory. And don't get me wrong, there are a lot of conspiracy theories concerning the Hermetics, which is the Freemasons, and there's the Greek mystery schools, you know, the Greco-Roman mystery schools, and Egypt, and there are a lot of conspiracies, but you have to understand that it's more than that. I mean, these groups and these societies actually did exist, you know. For people who can rise above the whole conspiracy theorist thing and understand that these organizations did exist and it is a part of our history, you know, those are the people that actually learn something from it. And that's how I feel, you know. So with me, all of this really has to do with research, and it has nothing to do with pushing some kind of, you know, global new world order agenda. It's just the actual mystery schools, the actual hermetic groups, you know, situations, names, places, things like that. That's what I usually get into with it. So just understand that before I get started. And these reads are going to be pretty long, because I'm going to get into Greco-Roman mysteries, like I said, and my first project is actually going to be something that I needed to get off of here for a long time. It's called Preparatio Evangelica, and I'll do all 4 books, and there's parts for each part. There's a lot of Greek symbols and a lot of different kind of things in there, so I'm not going to be able to hit every single part of it. You know, I can read what's English and what's actually readable, and it's a hard read, so excuse my vocabulary and my enunciation. I'll try my best to get the words out, and I'll slow down as much as possible. But with that all said, let me get started. Okay, now the Greco religions, the sacred mysteries, or simply mysteries, were religious cults of the Greco-Roman world for which participation was reserved to initiates. That's the mystai, M-Y-S-T-A-I. The main characterization of this religion is the secrecy associated with the particulars of the initiation and the cult practice, which may not be revealed to outsiders. The most famous mysteries of Greco-Roman antiquity were the Eleusinian mysteries, which were of considerable antiquity and predated the Greek Dark Ages. The popularity of mystery cults flourished on late antiquity. Julian the Apostate in the mid-4th century is known to have been initiated into 3 distinct mystery cults, most notably the Motheric mysteries. Due to the secret nature of the cult, and because the mystery religions of the late antiquity were persecuted by the Christian Roman Empire from the 4th century, the details of these religious practices are unknown to scholarship, although there are educated guesses as to their general content. Justin Martyr in the 2nd century explicitly noted and identified them as demonic imitations of the true faith, and that the devils, in imitation of what was said by Moses, asserted that Proserpine was the daughter of Jupiter and instigated the people to set up an image of her under the name of Kor, the first apology, K-O-R, and the name of Kor, and that would be first apology. Through 1st to 4th century, Christianity stood in direct competition for appearance with the mystery cults, insofar as the mystery cults too were an intrinsic element of the non-Jewish horizon of the reception of the Christian message. They too were embraced by the process of the enculturation of Christianity in its initial phase, and they made their own contributions to the process. In Clock and McNeil's opinion, the Christian doctrine of the sacraments in the form in which we know it would not have arisen without this interaction. And Christology too understood how to take up the mythical inheritance, purifying it and elevating it. The term mystery derives from Latin mysterium, from Greek mysterion, usually as the plural mysteria. In this context, meaning secret rite or doctrine, an individual who follows such a mystery was a mystes, spelled M-Y-S-T-E-S, one who has been initiated. From Myein, M-Y-E-I-O, or M-Y-E-I-N, to close, shut, a reference to secrecy, closure of the eyes and mouth, or that only initiates were allowed to observe and participate in rituals. The mysteries were thus cults in which all religious functions were closed to the uninitiated and for which the inner workings of the cult were kept secret from the general public. Mystery religions from one of three types of Hellenistic religion, the others being the imperial cult or ethnic religion particular to a nation or state, and the philosophic religions such as Neoplatonism. This is also reflected in the tripartite division of theology by Varro, V-A-R-R-O, in Civil Theology, concerning the state cult and its stabilizing effects on society. Natural theology, philosophical speculation about the nature of the divine, and mythical theology concerning myth and ritual. Mysteries thus supplement rather than compete with civil religion. An individual could easily observe the rites of the state cult, but an initiate in one or several mysteries and at the same time adhere to a certain philosophical school. In contrast to the public rituals of civil religion, participation in which was expected of each member of society, initiation to a mystery was optional with Greco-Roman polytheism. Polytheism. I always have a hard time with that word. Many of the cultic aspects of public religion are repeated within the mystery: sacrifices, ritual meals, ritual purifications, etc., just with the additional aspect that they take place in secrecy, confined to a closed set of initiates. This is important in the context of early persecution of Christians. Christianity was seen as objectable by the Roman establishment not on grounds of its tenets or practices, but because early Christians chose to consider their faith as precluding and participation in the imperial cult, which was seen as subversive by the Roman establishment. The mystery cults offered a niche for the preservation of archaic religious ritual, and there is reason to assume that they were very conservative. The Eleusinian mysteries persisted for more than a millennium, more likely close to 2 millennia, during which period the ritual of public religion changed significantly from the archaic cult of the Bronze to early Iron Age to the hero cult of Hellenistic civilization, and again to the imperial cult of the Roman era, while the ritual performances of the mysteries, for all we know, remained unchanged. They had more often than not come up from the barbarous underworld. They were singularly persistent. The mystery of Eleusis near Athens lasted for a thousand years, and there is reason to believe that they changed little during that long period. For this reason, with glimpses we do have of the older Greek mysteries have been taken as reflective